Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome back to some more Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord. Today we are diving in and taking a look at a brand new mod that recently popped up over on Nexus Mods. I'll link it down below in the description, and this mod could literally change Bannerlord forever. It's not these like massive overhaul mods that everybody is very much looking forward to. However, this mod could just do absolute wonders for the game, and that is the population mod. Basically, what it does is it goes ahead and adds in population into the game, which is absolutely awesome. You guys know me. I love having these features in Bannerlord and just other games being tied to another feature such as population, and I'm just really excited to see exactly what this mod can do in the future. Can it tie in with other mods to really add in a lot of detail, tie it into stuff like recruitment? Could be awesome and could totally fix a lot of the problems that Bannerlord have with just these armies popping out of nowhere. If you end up tying it to something like recruitment, then all of a sudden, armies can't just fully replenish after every single battle, and I think stuff like that could make it just so awesome. So obviously, as I said, I'll leave a link down below in the description, but we have this city right now. You have to own a settlement to be able to get access to the population, and if you go ahead and click right here, you can see there is a brand new option. So you click manage population, and it pops up with its own custom little window, and down here you can see the population at work. So it has classes. We have 4 classes. We have the noble population, the craftsmen, the serfs, and the slaves. The nobles go ahead and help you generate more influence. So for example, the more noble class you have, the more influence you're going to go ahead and obtain whilst you own this settlement. Craftsmen go ahead and affect the tax rate of the settlement, and I also believe they also affect the actual production of the settlement as well. The more craftsmen you have, the more the city will produce from its farms and attached lands. I believe that is the case. Then we also have the serfs. These guys affect the amount of food the settlement can produce. So if I go ahead and hover over it up here, I've just taken this settlement, so it's in disarray at the moment. But right at the top there, you can see serf production plus 22 food, which again, really cool. I absolutely love how each of these classes is tied to something in the game. And then we also have the slave production as well. This is tied to your production, I believe. So the more slaves you have, the more production your settlement will get. Is there a way I can take a look at the construction? Yeah, right there. Slave workforce plus 27 production. So again, each of this is tied. And does it say yeah, so you get more tax just in general, like population output is giving us more tax as well. I'm not sure if craftsmen affect prosperity, and I also believe it's they produce more goods and also have a greater impact on the actual, I guess, population tax as well. So that's that. All 4 classes affect something in the settlement. You also have something called administration costs now. This is going to be kind of like the negatives. The larger the population is, the more negatives you're going to accrue, and you're going to have to work on reducing that as best as you can. So you also have this administration cost, which you're going to have to deal with, and that's going to be again the negatives. If we take a look back onto the managed town setup, you can see right there that we're currently paying 500 gold in administration costs just to basically keep everything up and running and basically deal with all the population that we do have. You also have certain policies you can adjust. So if you want to be able to produce more militia, and again, I believe the more serfs you have, the more militia you produce. Again, I'm pretty sure that's the case. I think I read that somewhere. If we take a look at the militia, doesn't actually say anything, but I'm pretty sure, again, militia comes from the population. Again, love that. I would love to see, again, that taken further. But yeah, you have some policies you can go ahead and address. You can basically focus on what you want the militia to be. Do you want it to be all range, all melee, or just like a balanced setup, which again gives you really good detail. You can also set up your taxes as well. So if I want to, I can set the settlement to higher taxes, giving me more money, but obviously reducing the loyalty pretty heavily. Or I could do this and reduce the tax burden, which will give me less money, but also increase the taxes. So again, when I've taken this settlement for the first time, loyalty is pretty low. Maybe I want to go ahead and stick it down on low yeah, maybe I want to stick it on low taxes, and all of a sudden I get a nice little boost. You can also as well see the slave population also is giving me a -2 loyalty, which again, it's just so cool. I love this. Like, this is one of the features I wish the game had. The Bannerlord in general just has such a poor city management and like empire building like design. There's just nothing there. It is basically bare bones, non-existent, and stuff like this is just so awesome. All the interaction and all these different features, being able to set these policies and stuff is really cool. And I would love to again see the building system revamped with this as well. It'd be so epic. It really would. And we obviously also have the workforce policies as well, which allows us to put our militia in improving the security of the settlement. Again, that could be a good idea to do when you just take a settlement, but obviously it costs us a bit more food to do. Or you can set them into actually helping out with construction, which will mean that the serfs aid in the building of buildings, but obviously that will cost a little bit more gold, and also food production will suffer because they're no longer working on the land. So just all these decisions are epic. We also can go ahead and we have a bunch of decisions that we can go ahead and adjust and basically make a, kind of really just kind of outfit our settlements and give us something to do here. So again, you can export slaves. Obviously, as we saw, the loyalty is heavily hit by the slaves, and if you get too many, that could cause rebellions and so much more. So you can obviously export slaves, which is going to probably generate you a bit more money. You can also self-invest as well, so increase the income that we get from the settlement goes back into the settlement to help improve the development of the settlement. So if you get something like which is maybe a little bit like a tier 1 settlement, you can then use this to your advantage. You can also spend extra influence to actually help build more houses and help the population growth, which again is quite cool. You can construct more of the low-born serfs into militia. So again, you're going to be spending more money, but you're going to be getting your militia up much, much faster. And it's also, I believe, going to be taking from the population as well. You can also subsidize the militia, which will allow them to be the higher tier version. If you guys don't know, there are 2 versions of militia. There's like the low tier one and then the more advanced one. And by subsidizing, you'll get more of the high tier ones. I believe, again, it's tied more so to the training grounds, is it? Yeah, it's the training field, right? No, is it? It's a bit militia ground right tier. Yeah, if you get like the highest tier of this, you get more of the elite ones, and then obviously you can then pump that up by subsidizing militia. And you can also exempt the nobles from taxes, which will give you a pretty big boost, I imagine, in the noble class, which will then in turn give you way more influence to work with. Can we see how much influence I'm getting from these? Yeah, like boom, right off the bat, you can see the sheer amount of you can see the sheer amount of influence we get from having a lot of nobles. Obviously, Sargot is a very well populated city, but by just having 440 nobles, we're gaining 4.4 extra influence from the city. I also believe that these minor settlements also have production as well, or some form, but you can't really see that too much. Yeah, there's no like icon here which allows you to see the villages, but again, the villages also have population. I imagine it's just tied to this as well. Also, as well as that, you can see that the growth of the settlement just down there. So 66 population are increasing daily. I'm not sure what the breakdown is. I assume that's 66 across all of these guys. Well, maybe we can actually see. So 440, 1095, and 1194. If we just wait for a day, we can see how that does affect it. You can also as well see that I am currently at war with the Valandians. They weren't too happy about me taking Sargot for some strange reason. I also have Durhart. Actually, he was like in the settlement, so maybe we'll execute him to end the video. But yeah, it'd be a nice way, like something I would love to see in the future added to this mod as well, is like these numbers here. You can see that it has, that's the day pass right there. And yeah, you can see the serfs actually increased. I'm not sure if the craftsmen increased, but the serfs definitely did. I think it would be a really cool addition to add in like these numbers, like the -70 in brackets of a +5, like to this as well. So you can see how your classes are changing. It'd also be great to have to like meet the needs of each of the classes at some point in the future. Like having, like maybe the noblemen want way more, like maybe they want like more silk and these velvet and stuff like that, and the serfs want, you know, more basic, kind of like almost like an anno system. Obviously I don't want to expect a completely new game, but it'd be kind of cool if you had to like meet the needs of your civilians. And then that's just so awesome, because when you do get to the late game, it's not just castle siege after castle siege after castle siege. You're actually having to manage your settlements, and I think that is just such an awesome feature, and I really hope the modder does continue to develop this, continue to improve it. And one of the ways that you can help the modder, you know, go forward is obviously going over to his Nexus page. I'll leave a link to the mod down in the description. Show him some love, endorse the mod, go over to the post section and let him know, you know, how awesome the mod is, stuff you would like to see in the future, any bugs you run into. Go and show some love, because I imagine modders, you know, just like me with videos, if mods do really well, the modders are going to spend more time on improving them and adding in features people want to see and continuing to improve it. So yeah, definitely go and do that. And yeah, I'm just really excited. I'm really excited for the future of this mod. Hopefully it gets integrated. I would, as I said, love to see a revamp of this awful system with the buildings. It's just so uninteractive. You basically just go like this, do this, and then leave the settlement for 10 years. I also as well believe there is actually governors also play a bit of a role as well. Is there a... Hello, Mr. Silent. Welcome. We'll go pick this guy up so I can show you guys. Yeah, and then I'll stick him as a governor. And I'm pretty sure as well governors do play a bit of a role as well in improving population. I'm not actually 100% sure how it affects it, but yeah, I remember reading somewhere that does also affect it in some way or another. So quickly, just to go ahead and wrap up the video, let's go ahead and take him down. Off with his head. I mean, I'd like to see them try with my my 2000 Mamluk card. They wouldn't stand a chance. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to drop a like and a comment down below. Let me know what mods you would like to see me cover in the future. As I said, go over, show the modders some love with this mod because it's just awesome. And I'll see you guys in the next one.